Mikado! Hello everybody, this is Mikado. Welcome back to another Higurashi with the Cry episode, Onikakushi Chapter 1. That was long. So this is part 12. Yes, I've gone through 12 parts, and almost all of them are an hour long. So let's begin. This was the first time I ever woke up with such clarity. It was 9:59, just moments before my alarm would go off. I was amazed at the precision of my eternal clock. I had to make preparations for the next day at school before I went to bed. I changed quickly and descended into the deserted lower floor. It appeared that my mom was still asleep. Neither breakfast nor lunch was ready. Yesterday, I unlearnedly declared that I would be leaving early today, so it couldn't be helped. I still had a jam on some bread and topped it with some instant cocoa. Just as I was finishing up breakfast, Mom rose groggily from her slumber. My Keiji, you're up early. Is this some sort of school event? Not really. Answering bluntly, I picked up my bag and stood after stuffing 2 slices of bread down my throat. You're leaving already? What about lunch? If you don't wait a bit, I can't make it. If I waited for her to make my lunch, then it would end up being the same time as usual. If I did that would raise the chances of me running into Rena and Leon on the way. Yes, from today onwards, I was going to go to school alone. I'll be fine today. And what will you do for lunch? I'll stop out and buy some bread or something at the store. Really? Man, here's some lunch money. You should bring me back to the scene. I took the 1,000 yen bill from Mom and slipped it into my pocket. It's pretty early. Is Rana-chan up this early as well? No, just me. Did you tell Rana-chan that you're leaving early? I have no reason to tell every little detail. Now, do I? Finding it difficult answering the onslaught of questions, I made an annoyed face. Tell Rena I went ahead when she comes. Hey, Keiichi, right? It's not that I didn't trust my parents. I just couldn't rely on them. They couldn't help me. I could only hope that they didn't get involved. It was safer that way. My mom's annoying voice was cut off by the slam of the door. For the first time since I moved here, I headed down the road to school alone. Alone. I'm walking. Up until now, I had always walked down the same path at the same time each day. So I always met with the same people at the same places, but today was different. I didn't meet with the people I normally, and nobody was at the places where I would have normally met them. Of course, Rena wasn't in the spot where we usually meet, and there wasn't anyone at the spot where we would have met up with Rena. Yeah, hey, gosh, dang it. The light of the tree shadows, the morning air, and the brightness of the sun. It was completely a different type of morning from what I was used to. Without a doubt, it felt strange. It left me with the impression that I had destroyed the illusion human desire had set up for me before I had enough time to put all the props it needed to deceive me. My, Kirchiku, you're up early today. Is everyone meeting early this morning? The person who called out was someone we always passed by while they were walking along the edge of the fields. Their name was, I forgot. Of course, this wasn't the spot where we usually passed each other. I woke up early today, so I thought it would be a good change of pace. That's all. I threw out a random excuse. I got Rena-chan and Leon-chan. Are you by yourself today? Well, yeah. I was being asked the same type of questions my mom was asking, so I answered them in the same uninteresting, vague manner. It wasn't funny being asked where Rena was each time I passed someone. Or maybe it was to be expected. It was because for so long we were always together, so amicably. Even I felt that I could get my guard down, we could still be friends. Stop, Keiichi. Don't think about it anymore. Oh, don't think about that. God damn it. We spent all day yesterday thinking about how dangerous it was to go soft, didn't we? I The car horn blared from out of nowhere. Even though I was walking, lost in thought, that horn was way too close. The mechanical burner barreled at me from behind, catching me completely off guard. By the time I turned around, the van's hulking catches was almost on top of me. I seen plenty of cars veer to the opposite shoulder to avoid pedestrians, but this car was doing the opposite. It felt like there was somebody on the opposite shoulder, and the van was swerving in my direction to avoid them. That blissfully ignorant train of thought delayed me from realizing something much, much more important. That large mass was hurtling right at me. Was it going to hit me? The inside of my head instantly flooded with a painfully cold liquid. In that moment, the scene before me, no time itself had frozen. In the silence of that frozen moment, I compared the fan, so close that I had no way to dodge it in my body. The upper arm just awkwardly in order to look behind me. There was no way I could dive out of my way in the current position. If I lost focus now, this moment would unpause, and it would probably be plowed, and I would probably be plowed over, caught in the silly pose. Then my upper body towards the patio by the side of the road. If I'd been far enough, I'll get away just being hit by the side of the mirror. As soon as the thought crossed in my mind, the temporal status was shattered by the defeating sound of the van. The siren being struck in the shoulder, sending me spinning off in the air like a top, locked in my contorted position. Sent tumbling through the air, I crashed into the muddy patio by the side of the road. My entire body was soiled and drenched. But the choice I made in that instant was unmistakably for the best. I was covered in mud, but when the alternative was being hit by a car, it was the closest thing it could be to being unscathed. Rising up from the patio, I had enough of me to glare at the stopman and yell profanities at the driver. I'm not for sure if you were able to see me, but the van sped off suddenly. Wait, damn it. This was what they call a hit and run, wasn't it? I couldn't help but continue yelling out profanities. The disgrace from being covered in blood hurt me more than any physical wounds. I stopped in the muggy pallet and made my way back onto the road. This is a crime, god damn it. Shit. I'll track you down and see you. If I go looking for a van, I'm sure to find it in this little village. The path I was on had rice paddies on either side, and they became so narrow that one car could barely fit through. It wasn't a place where you could tear full speed down in a car, let alone pass by pedestrians. Not only was a narrow road, but the car was just now was closer to my side off the road than the other little passing me. Even as I cursed, I was desperately trying to suppress the dark cloud rolling up within me. This wasn't a hit and run. That car just now was trying to run me over, wasn't it? Thinking back, I did feel like there had been a car creeping up on me slowly for a while. That's right. As soon as I parted ways with that person taking a walk, I had a feeling the whole time. If it wanted to pass me, then I had no shortage of chances. Normally, I would have felt suspicious and turned around sooner, but I was lost in thought and was now kicking myself for not realizing it was there sooner. And then, the path became narrow and there was no one in sight. He floored it. My hands hesitated for one moment. The result would have been no laughing matter. The adrenaline rush from narrowly being run over subsided, and the realization just now was terrifying. The preceding events were sunk in. There was no doubt about it. That van was intentionally trying to hit me. The cold and vicious sweat seeped down from my scalp and slid down my back before dribbling off. I struggled to avoid falling into a panic. There was still a possibility that this was really just an accident. Calm down, Keiichi. But also don't be so naive, Keiichi. Being that lax will get you killed next time. You need to always be on your toes. Don't give them any openings. If my enemy was really out to kill me, then next time, it would use a more reliable method. If that time came now, I was acting like I was right now. Being covered in mud was the price I paid for my own naivety, not even a sprain. I guess this was what you call a silver lining. Silver lining. I began walking again, this time cautiously. I wouldn't even show a hint of carelessness. I suspected I'd only run onto others up until now. No, it was because I suspected that I had believed there was no other enemies. Uchi-san had said so, didn't he? There's a possibility that all the families of the village were involved. Was I really so deeply in the situation that I had no choice but to try and carry on as usual? Wouldn't it be the safest just to hold myself up in my house? But the moment when I abandoned my regular routine, everyone around me would abandon theirs as well. That was just too horrifying of a thought. I recalled the tales that Uchi-san had told me of when Himizawa's so-called Onikakushi, a frightening tale of an entire village of demons hunting down the prey, surrounding them and eating them alive. One must not interfere with the demons. One must pretend not to see it. The enemy was numerous, all the village families. The villagers, with their unwavering faith in the curse, would do nothing to help me. The strong, sudden flash of sunshine made me slightly dizzy. I had no idea what was going on anymore. When I suspected it was working again, I would catch a glimpse of Orishiro-sama's curse. When I was expecting it was Orishiro-sama, I saw her poke her head out. Was that a coincidence? What was intentional? Who was my enemy? Who was just a bystander? No, what I really truly wanted to know was, how did I end up with a pro-video bullseye painted on my back? Eventually, the answer in a form that I could understand will appear. I don't care when that will happen, because until then, I cannot die. That alone fueled my resolve to fight and will to keep me. It will keep me alive. Yeah. I can't read right. I didn't read that right. Alright. I remember seeing the metal bat in the gym storage shed, but there was a padlock on the door barring my entry. At the very least, I wanted to get my hands on it before anyone else arrived at the school. I still go around the school grounds impatiently. All I could find were pieces of lumber, nothing I could bring into the classroom easily. Then I had an epiphany. I should just search inside the classroom. If there was something in the classroom to begin with, then there wouldn't be a problem. I was told that everyone's indoor shoes were still in their lockers. Good thing I came early. Nobody else was here yet. I wondered, what could I find in the classroom? I didn't think I could find an especially effective weapon like a bat, but it couldn't be helped at this point. Until the gym storage shed was open, I needed to find a substitute. A lingering hand naively whispered that there was no way I'd be attacked at school, but such soft ideas would no longer protect me. I think they were slowly making their way into parts of my life I had once thought was impenetrable. In the worst case, my own house might not be safe anymore. That was an incredibly frightening thought, but I believe that, not considering the worst case scenario, would have been more frightening. Even more. Anyways, I would survive. So long as I live, then I will definitely be able to achieve this labyrinth of nonsense. Definitely. My exploration of the classroom came to an impasse. That was much to be expected. There is no way there would be anything that could be used as a weapon in the classroom. In case of emergency, there was probably nothing I thought but to swing my own chair around. My gaze landed on the locker that I had come to use for personal storage. The locker that Neon used to store a pile of gifts was among them. There was one for each person in the class, all lined up. Of course, there was one for me as well. Oh yeah, it was supposed to still be a tracksuit in my locker. Seeing me covered in mud would be strange. I should go change later. But first I needed a weapon. If all my classmates came, it would be hard to rummage through all the lockers. I swiftly began opening the lockers one by one. They were mostly stuff filled with things like gym clothes, personal items, and umbrellas. Ugh, an umbrella. If I couldn't find anything better, then this would be my weapon. I was about to give up on finding anything decent enough when I opened a locker that held exactly what I wanted. It was, without a doubt, a metal bat. It was well worn and pretty beaten up, but there was no doubt it was still usable. In that locker, wreathed in bold, there was also hung a baseball uniform. It was probably the locker of a student in a Pee Wee League or something like that. If that was the case, then you'd probably ask for it back. At the time, I could hear the voices of children scuffling their way noisily from the hallway. Amongst them, I could make out Rika-chan and Satoko. Good morning. My, you're quite early this morning, Chi-san. I nodded kindly and headed back. I was holding behind my back. What's with your outfit? You're covered in mud. Yeah, I had a little incident. I'm gonna change that, so cut me some slack. With that said, I began taking off my clothes and Satoko began to buzz as I expected her to. She's changing for a lady. Have you no tact at all? I think the one. I would think that the lady staring at someone that was changing would be black and intact. There's no changing room for boys, so just deal with it. I saw the girl flee in disgust. She went into the hall, still blushing. Conversely, Rika-chan continued to stare at me, preparing to change. If Rika-chan was a lady as well, then I don't think it would be appropriate for you to be watching. I'm not a lady, so it's fine. She deliberately pouted and looked at me with upturned eyes. And then starting now, you're a lady. If I'm a lady, then I suppose I must. Rika-chan appearing to be satisfied for being considered a lady made her way to join Satoko in the hallway. Just as I breathed the air of relief, Rika-chan stopped suddenly and turned back towards me. Are you gonna start playing baseball? It seems that Rika-chan had noticed the bat. Yeah, just, you know. I was feeling a bit out of shape, so I thought I would just try practicing my swing. I think it's wonderful you're taking care of your health. She was talking like an old lady despite her appearance. I'm just saying that Rika-chan started to leave again, but stopped and looked back at me once more. Please don't lose that bat. It seems like she already knew I took it out of someone's locker. There was no name on the locker door. I don't know whose bat it was, but I could be borrowing it until they complained. It wouldn't be for long, just until the gym storage shutter was open. As I quickly changing into the tracksuit, I checked the time. I still had plenty of time before class began because I came so early. I took the bat in one hand and went out to the school. That was, of course, to practice my swing. I needed to make it known that I always have a bat on me so I can practice my swing. At some point, the sunlight had become even stronger. Disregarding my classes as they made their way to school, I took my position in the shadow of the school building. I wasn't the academic type, and I wasn't much of an athlete either. I might get the muscle pain if I suddenly started swinging. I should at least start out with some warm-ups. Now anyone would think I would do something out of the ordinary, which is the exact opposite of my actual mental state. I gripped the back and swung lightly. The bat was no means light. The weight will make it a reliable weapon when I need it to be. Of course, I could only pray for the moment I needed to use this weapon would never come. Just carrying it around would deter attacks against me. At least that's what I hoped. Huh? Kei-chan, what are you doing? Being bombarded with such a hysterical voice, I jumped. Whoa, Keiichi-kun, are you on the baseball team? Oh, that was Rena. Dang it. The baseball team? It was Rena and Leon. I was surprised he went off ahead. What are you doing, Kei-chan? Can't you tell by looking? I'm practicing my swing for the championship. You can say it's part of my diet if you want. Diet? Kei-chan, are you really that fat? Bet you didn't know I actually have a beer belly. It's plump and jiggles. Plump and jiggles. Rena, you don't have to imagine something weird like that. They disrupt Rena from imagining something that vulgar or ruffled her hair messily. Well then, hope you make it to regionals at least. Usually speaking, it seems that the Oshima High is pretty strong. They say their southpaw Kamita-kun is amazing. Good luck. Seems like they made out some kind of local prodigy, but oh well. Well, if I really did make it to the championship, it would be a cinch. After all, I'll be the pitcher and catcher. I'd pitch the ball and then run past the ball, and just as I threw, just change over to being the catcher and the burster, super incredible explosive speed. I laughed rally at the lustrous image. Going back to my senses, I smashed the bat against the ground. Damn it! What am I at? What am I laughing at? Oh, Geiji-kun. I said clown. Geiji-kun is a raccoon now. I pounded the ground over and over. With each impact, the reverberation traveling through the bat stung my hand. If they make me smile, don't allow anyone close to me. Don't trust anyone. No matter how many times I tell myself that. If they made me smile like that. I already knew quite well there were demons strong in my smiling friends. But I couldn't believe it. That kind of split personality really exists. Like I read a confessed to the doctor. Were they simply being possessed by Oishiro-sama? In other words, did a supernatural being like Oishiro-sama really exist? And was it possessing everyone to try and kill me? Yeah, that would be wonderful. If only everyone was actually my friends, but along with everyone, everything was just Oishiro-sama's fault. You damn fool, Keiichi Maibara. Come on now! I yelled out, drawing all the power from the pit of my stomach and raised the bat violently to the air. Stop being so soft. As I screamed out with all my might, I beat the metal bat into the ground over and over. With every impact, my weakness was being beaten down. Smash. Forget. Don't be soft. Know your enemy. Like hell, I'd let them kill me. My shoulders was keeping up and down before my rapid breathing. I heard the first bell ring just as I calmed down. Ooh, Keiichi Maibara is going a little crazy. Just a little crazy. Alright. I gasped with the sudden realization. That was the final bell. As I felt all the tension drain from me, I let out a deep breath. My mind was in a muddled state for much of the entire day. I didn't feel like I was awake, but I didn't feel like I was asleep either. I couldn't say it felt especially comfortable, but I felt kind of relieved that the sanity of the school, part of my daily life, had yet to be violated. How long would I have to keep on living like this? I could only grit my teeth and bear with it as the living hell slowly gnawed away at me. Keiichi-kun, come on. It's club time. The sound of Rena's voice brought me back to my senses. Come on, Kei-chan, stop spacing out. Make your desk. Your desk. Everyone was moving their desks together as usual. That's right. It was happy fun club time. I had no intention of taking part. I haphazardly stuffed my contents on my desk into my bag as I prepared to go home. It was a weak-handed gesture to avoid moving and actually say, I'll be going home now. What's this, Kei-chan? You planning on going home right away again? Leon sounded quite disappointed. I'm just not in the mood. Could you just let me be for a while? The tone of the words spoke from her mouth matched Leon's disapproving glare. It felt like the air of the room had dried out. Satoko looked like she was about to say something, perhaps dissuaded by the mood. She swallowed her words and stayed silent. Nobody said a thing. I took that to mean that I could leave if I wanted. But the collective gaze of all four of them, like tiny pins used their insect in the display, held me in place. Rena was the one who cut through the heavy mood. Keiichi-kun, you just didn't like playing with the girls, I guess. She said it with such a melodic tone that it set a wave of pain racing through my heart. If this pain was going to kill me, I wanted it to be so far that I could still feel pain. I tore my chest violently, tearing out the pins that held me in place. That's not it at all. I'll be only hurting myself by saying anything more, so I just swallowed my words. Cutting things off here, I turned away and exited the classroom. They didn't speak a word to me as I left. Ooh, Keiichi-kun's getting a little feisty. Feisty boy. It was a long, dual trip back home, but it didn't lose focus. I firmly squeezed the grip of the bat, which was always soggy from sweat. Realizing that I wiped it down my sleeve, if something were to happen, I wouldn't want it to be as slippery. Since this morning, I'd become especially sensitive to the presence of cars. While still walking, my ears perked up and sought the threatening sounds of presences that could be closing in. That was why I could hear it. Without a doubt, there was footsteps. Those footsteps matched up perfectly with mine for a while now. For what I could sense, it was just one person. But I had no intention of being careless. Did they attempt to follow me like that car this morning until we were a good location to assault me? But it wasn't a good idea to keep on walking like this. I stopped looking and looked back. The weathered path crowded with trees responded with silence as if there was no one behind me to begin with. Where I wouldn't before, I was certain that footsteps were following me. Just as I stopped, the footsteps stopped as well. Meaning, the person following me wanted to keep their distance. That was without a question proof I was their target. I held my breath and waited for that presence to panic and start moving again. The trees rustled with the sound of the wind. Higurashi also joined in the distant chorus and trying to throw my focus into disarray. Had 5 minutes passed? Or had I been like this for a whole 30 minutes? It was so hard to breathe that I might have suffocated. It seemed like I would be the first one to panic. Without a doubt, he was lurking in the shade of that tree with braided teeth. Breath. Not teeth. Then, I had to make the first move. I fixed my grip on the bat. Raised it up to my shoulder and to be ready to swing at any time. Hey! I know you're there! With all my might, I screamed at whoever was hiding in the shade of the trees. But the presence in the shade still didn't budge. Until the moment finally, they had no intention of revealing themselves. I know already! I know you're there! I screamed out angrily at them, but still they didn't move at all. You know, I'll go over there myself. With all due village as I approached step by step. Stepping through the tree's shadow, I saw a human figure there. That figure was curled up like a small animal. Oh, and... Oh, jeez, I almost ripped the cable out of the webcam. Rita! When she realized I found her expression softened. She seemed apologetic, but wasn't going to speak a word. Did you have some business with me? I couldn't accept that silence and screamed a question at her. Not really. It's just... Rita was in the panic of tears welling up in her eyes. But it was obvious that she had been following me. What about the club? Since you're not, I'm not. That shouldn't matter. Don't mind me and just play. But I'm worried about you. Thinking about how I've been acting up until now, it wasn't hard to imagine my behavior could have proceeded as strange. So Rena was concerned. At a quick glance, that's how it would seem. But I wasn't going to let my guard down that easily. Aha! No right clicking. Even if that was the case, she still wouldn't have something to do like try to tell me. She should have called out to me when I was leaving and gone out with me. Got right out with me. But Rena couldn't do that. She kept her distance from me and matched my walking speed. On top of that, she matched the sound of the footsteps and deviously tried to hide her presence from me. Then, after she realized I noticed she was there, she held her breath and tried hiding from me. She wore a timid expression that would force one to take pity on her, but without a doubt, she was tailing me. Stop following me. So Rena continued walking onwards. After I warned her that she ignored my command and started walking again, so I yelled at her once more. I told you to not follow me! Eek! My house is in the same direction. Walk ahead of me. I'll start walking once I can't see you anymore. Move out of the way and wave my back violently to urge her forward. I'd like to go to home together with you. Making a pitiful expression, she immediately screamed out the words in a voice that she knew would cut into my heart. That it agitated me to no end. I knew it was a lie. If you wanted to go home together, then you should have called out to me. Never just blurting some random lies. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This seething the anger within me was written all over my face. Even though saying it didn't really understood what I was feeling inside. If you get it, then go. I swung back, urging her to walk again. Rena looked back and forth between me and the bat and started walking hesitantly, then stopped again. Go on, then hurry. I'm going, so please stop it with the bat. It's scary. Rena guarded herself while pointing at me holding the bat. She may have realized I wasn't planning on using the bat for baseball. I lowered the bat, but still guardedly opened the way for her. Go. There's no problem now, is there? There's nothing else you could protest. She passed by me timidly, so as to not set me off. As I watched her pass by, she stopped completely after barely moved at all. Hey, don't stop! Then a powerful gust passed us, burying my face with dust. The dust got in my eyes and clouded my vision. Opening my eyes with my left hand, I swung blindly with the mouth in my right, protecting the small opening I presented. But Rena didn't even try to attack during that opening. Attack me? No. She hadn't budged an inch. I could tell from the sound of her floating skirt in the wind. As her skirt scattered, so did the silence settle. At the moment, the voice inside me immediately warned me of impending danger. I was caught by surprise. I smelled the air. Had changed? Now realizing that the air around me suddenly changed, like clarity was about to befall me. It was like the air suddenly became visible and concrete, like Rena and I were locked up in this space. Rena didn't move an inch. Also unable to move, I stared at her back. Oh? Rena was the first to break the silence. Instantly, she altered her stance. I felt like I was just wishing her to shift from Rena into that person who looks like Rena. But the voice I once well knew, which filled me with a kind of bewildering pity. Curiously, I felt a relief upon hearing that pitiful voice. Well, excuse me, but can I ask you something? Too shy to even turn around when Rena squeezed her voice out desperately. As she trembled. What? Well... Why do you have a bat, I wonder? The question Rena was asking was by no means unexpected. I can carry it whatever I want. But you didn't have one up until yesterday. Oh, why so suddenly? It's alright if you decide to do something suddenly, isn't it? Is it strange that I have a bat? You guys, Kichi. You're not the kind of person to play baseball. It's weird. I couldn't tell what kind of answer she was looking for, and I was getting tired of answering her. I just suddenly got the urge to play baseball. Is that so weird? It's weird. She answered instantaneously, and that annoyed me slightly. I just suddenly wanted to play baseball. And I wanted to practice my swing, so I'm carrying around a bat. What's strange about that? Strange? Weird. Definitely. Why is Kishi-kun also... Your ramblings are annoying me. Is that strange for you to have an interest in sports? I tried to sound a bit more threatening to the end of the conversation. Until my suspicions about Rena were clear, I had no obligation to answer her questions. I'm sorry. Don't get so angry. Rena still didn't turn around after and spat words apology after one of just one last thing. Tell me one last thing. I don't feel like talking anymore. Hurry up and go. I yelled loudly at her, causing her to flinch like she had been struck. Seeing her in such a pathetic state caused my heart to ache sorely. But even though she was afraid, she stubbornly kept herself from moving. Before I was able to threaten her again, Rena asked her final question. Why is the bat the same too? What did she mean by the bat was the same? I had no idea what she was talking about. What are you saying? I mean, why isn't even the bat the same? I don't understand what you mean at all. Say it clearly. Even so, Rena didn't turn around. After inhaling deeply, she screamed. I mean, why is even the bat the same as Satoshi-kun's? Sideshow being, Upon hearing that name out of the blue, I came dumbfounded for a brief moment. But Satoshi, is she in the student who transferred out last year? No, that couldn't be. Rena had tried to cover it up by saying that he transferred, but Urushi-san told me quite clearly that he went missing. He was the student that sat by sleep until last year. He was also believed to be given away by Urushi-sama's purse. I didn't know the details about his disappearance. The end he lived with was killed the night of the accident by a drug addict. Not long after that, she suddenly vanished and was now missing. That Satoshi and I were... What? My gaze fell to the bat in my hands. Could it be? Satoshi told you. It was a bit difficult to see, but that was at the end of the white tail at the end of the bat. I see. So this was Satoshi's bat. This was Satoshi's bat. Since nobody was using it, I borrowed it. That's not a problem, is it? And that's not it. The way Rena said that made it seem like this bat was something that could never be touched. Like it was some sort of offering at a shrine, or a memento in the seas. I could only stand there perplexed and unable to respond. Rena continued speaking without waiting for a reply. Why is it that you're doing the exact same thing Satoshi-kun did when it happened to him? When I was talking about more than just the bat belonging to Satoshi. It was the same with Satoshi-kun. He joined the baseball team, but he really didn't like baseball. What does that have to do with me? Satoshi-kun also suddenly started walking around with a bat one day. He joined the team, but he wasn't the type to play sports. What about him? I closed my mouth before I could say that out loud. Listen carefully, Keiichi. Ren was trying to tell us something important. Satoshi-kun also one day came to school all by himself all of a sudden, just like Keiichi-kun. And one day, he started practicing his swing, just like Keiichi-kun. And one day, he suddenly carried the bat around with him, just like Keiichi-kun. And one day, he suddenly... What? Ren had swallowed her words, and the sudden silence brought a hush back to the surrounding area. It was then that I could find digest the content of the entire conversation. She was saying that my change of accents was actually the same as Satoshi's. Was that the meaning of this? Up until just now, I've forgotten all about Satoshi. I'd never paid much attention to the thought of him in the first place. Not only that, I didn't even know anything of what he'd done. My actions today should have been on my own creation after planning I had done. But they have been the exact same as Satoshi's? Then Satoshi, though more importantly, if Higurashi and I acted the same, there was a really good possibility that what happened after would be the same. Rena, that day, what happened to Satoshi? Rena knew. She knew what became of Satoshi. 1 second, I will be back. I need a good shake. That's why I'm stumbling with words in this video again! Sorry guys, I had to get some water so that I could clear out my throat. She knew what became of Satoshi. No, forget about what happened to the guy in the past. Rena knew what was going to happen to me. Answer me, Rena. Satoshi, what happened to him? With that, I grabbed Rena's shoulder violently and forcibly turned her around to face me. Oh, as I faced her, I felt a joy traveling through my entire body. I told you, Keiichi-kun. That was the person that I didn't know. At least, it definitely wasn't the Red Rigo I've been talking up to. The voice just now didn't have the trace of the trembling or emotion that I had before. The amount of regret I felt for turning her around so carelessly was unsurpassed. That gaze that pierced like a cold needle. The smile on that face invoked the image of having been carved out by a knife. Chills went down my spine. My mind froze under a layer of rhyme. Both the grin and his eyes pierced through mine, leaving me unable to look away. As if to remind me of the fear from that time before. Rena brought her face down close to mine so I could feel her breath. Her face had filled my entire field of vision. Then her sharply gauged lips grew even sharper like the curve of impressive mood. She grinned. I told you, Keiichi-kun. With their short pause, Rena repeated the same words again. Satoshi, you see, transferred out. Transferred? Meaning what? Rena made that lesson into the definition of transfer. I wasn't previously not aware of. I threw her lips straight up. I couldn't even acknowledge what I just heard. All I could do was swallow down my own saliva. It would seem that Rena saw that as a nod. She pulled her gaze back and sprawling stepped back into three paces. As she did, my legs gave out and I fell to my knees pathetically. Rena and me on my knees underneath her with an emotionless smile. That had been a very odd sight indeed. Seeing me in such a pathetic state, she neither scoffed at me nor held her hand out. But I could neither stand or escape with her gaze shooting through my eyes. There's undoubtedly a metal bat in my hand, but right now it was useless to me. I was like a fly caught in her web. Heavy sweat beaded all over my body and I could feel it dripping from my skin. But you won't, will you, Keiichi-kun? Rena finally released me from the cage of time after it felt like an eternity. But her question was missing something important that was incredibly vague. Once again I swallowed hard, urging her on. What? What did she not want me to do? Transfer. Oh. She doesn't want me to transfer. Whoa! That's an interesting face. Is that going to end the chapter or something? No. Oh, I thought it said punch Hitler. I'm like, what the heck? No, it said punch Hitler. Okay. Satoshi and I had what? All my well-planned actions throughout the day turned out to be nothing more than a reenactment of what Satoshi had done. Satoshi, had you really been in the same situation I was now? The friends he got along with chased at me for no reason. None of that I noticed. Planned to kill him? Then fearing for his life as I am, he got a bent to protect himself and carried it around every day to practice his swing. And then one day, suddenly, he transferred. My blood went cold, causing a prickling sensation to course through my veins. Sturdy in my heart and radiated outwards from the top of my head to the soles of my feet, chilling every part of me without recourse. What did she mean by transfer? Was Sasuke still out wherever he was transferred to? Was he the only one that would be able to understand me? Would he be able to tell me why it all ended up like this? More importantly, where did he transfer to? What did she mean by transfer? What did she mean by transfer? Before I knew it, I was at my front door. The frigid knob was hard to turn. Was nobody home? It wasn't that odd for that occurred, so I reached into my pocket and pulled out a single key attached to my first seal keychain. I stepped into the entryway just as I was about to take off my shoe and chill ran down my spine. Someone had entered right behind me, like a classmate messing around, standing up against my back. You're kidding, right? It had been in my imagination. Logically speaking, it was impossible for someone to be able to hide their presence within my personal space all the way through the door. But there was undoubtedly someone behind me. Hey now, Keiichi. How do you know they're there even though they're behind you? Because I could hear the sound of flowing hair. There's no other reason I heard that sound. That was the presence because I could hear the sound of them blinking. Gauging my body, there's no way you could hear that. It was mostly instinct than anything else that was warning me of the presence. Common sense was telling me it was just my imagination. It was just my imagination. There was no one behind me, and began to rest a mental image of an eerie figure standing behind me. But at the same time, I asked myself, if there was nobody, what am I feeling? As an uncomfortable sensation crawled up in my spine. Actually, wouldn't it be better if there was somebody there? If there was nobody when you turned around. Were you able to accept that? I'd be able to answer all those questions simply by looking behind me, but I didn't have enough courage to even do a simple task. Alright, I tried speaking to them. The person behind me might answer me. It's a random thought. I didn't care how much I meant about it. Just so long I didn't have to turn around. Oh, crap. Okay. If I just calmed down and thought about it, I wouldn't know that that wouldn't have solved anything. Who is it? I spoke with like a hoarse, broken voice. I couldn't believe it was my own. I could almost feel them contemplating their response. I felt it. There's no way I could be able to do that. It should be. Calm down, Keiichi. It's all in your head. That's how certain I heard it. As if hesitantly trying to answer my inquiry, I was certain I could hear the sound of somebody inhaling. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it clearly. It was a girl. A young girl. I didn't know who, but the tiny spark of courage in me somehow reckless was, inspired a primal fight-fitting solution to the current predicament, a scream. All the force in my body released from my lungs and through my throat, seizing through the processes in my head. Suppressing all my thoughts and emotions, I began to collapse like a house of cards, somehow managing to twist my body and look back as I did so. It was definitely there. Right there. Somebody was there. Until the motor turned around until I brought the area behind me into a field of vision, they were definitely there. Falling face up, my eyes chased the remainments of the presence, suspending in the empty space. It couldn't be. They were invisible. They actually looked like they were there, but they were actually still standing there. As I screamed, all the emotions I was holding back burst through in a violent wave. However, I was decently calm as my emotional dam collapsed. The turbulent wave of pent-up emotions is skillfully diverted into a torrent of aggression. That emotion was definitely required to extract myself from the bizarre situation happening right in front of me. In my state of heightened lucidity, I thrust my body into the fury. The metal bat furned in my right hand as if to drop me there by magic. Unbelievable swoop would be the hardest attack to dodge, but I remember reading something about that from a book about swordsmanship or something. I banished my will to fight. After there is an alchemy of a metal flash swung from left to right, beating against the entry. The bat slammed into the firewall, gently rocking violently. Where he called me a fist from the force of the lead dog into a swoop to the left. The door off the shoe cuffwall was split to pieces. The shoe seemed swift away through the empty space, but it only seemed to have a great physiological impact on the enemy. I could feel the panic emanating from that space. The attack was the only thing required. I extracted the bat from the cupboard and embedded it in its goodness. I spun my entire body around in a large arch. Rah! My spirit shook the air and viewed me my furious swing with more destructive power. Hey, it's something. Wrecked. Without mercy or strength, my spine strike seemed to be fatal force behind me shouted on top of the cupboard. Now my attack struck that way, but my curiosity certainly seemed to impact them. Breathing heavily, my entire body soaked in sweat and invisible, empty there, but not there at the spirit. When I was certain that the enemy had retreated, I locked the front door and latched the chain. No way. I had only seen the retreat and was now inside my house? Once again, I channeled my aggressive and searched the house. Sorry, viewers. I'm stumbling a little bit, but yeah, I'm stumbling a little bit. I apologize. But there, it was gone. I succeeded in fighting it off. I At the moment, the tension drained from my body as I left out a deep sigh of relief. All the wishes I've been holding back chaotically merged together and began to flood out. A hodgepodge of fear, compliment, and disbelief were all mixed together and began to thrill through my body. Unable to deal with each individual feeling, I peered them all back with strong exhaustion. In this moment, I remained composed. After checking all the doors throughout the house were locked, I went up to my room on the second floor and closed the curtains. I straightened my back and took my head out of the middle. After clearing my mind of my awful thoughts, I managed to calm down even more. What was that at the front door? There was definitely something there. Thinking about it, maybe it was just a preparation I dreamt in like a few state, but I really didn't think that was the case. Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. Compose yourself. No matter how calmly I thought about it, what just happened wasn't a figment of my imagination. It was obviously a supernatural phenomenon, and without a doubt, something was behind me. There was a similar illusion I saw visual and confusion and disorientation. Proof? I just had one piece. And asked who was it they inhaled as if they were about to answer. That sound clearly reached my ears. The situation I was in right now was still unclear. Either I'd been possessed by a supernatural phenomenon or sure I was cursed. But this was a reason why the visitors who really were imitating him. Either way, the motives were unclear. The roundabout way it had been done was also still a mystery. If it was perpetrated by humans, that would mean that admitting it was Ren and the rest of them doing it, but it would be solvable. Oshi said that the rest of the race would surely arrest my enemy. But if it was a manifestation or she was on his curse, I wonder what would happen. Oshi seemed very clearly declared that the curse didn't exist. At that time, those words were pretty dependable, but as things were now, there was a possibility that the perpetrators were not human. It suddenly seemed quite unreliable. But I told Oshi that this was a work where she was someone's curse. What happened? I could imagine his reaction, but it would go without question that a void would be expanded rapidly between myself and Oshi-san. With me having so few eyes to begin with and not being able to comfortably declare whether or not this was a person out there was no merit in doing that. I better keep the facts of what just happened at the door to myself. It would be better if I didn't add what happened to the rebel behind the clock. There is still an ever so slight possibility that I was actually confused when I thought it was composed, but I was just going to berserk the entryway. How wonderful would it be that if that really happened, I would be able to refute Orishiro-sama's curse. But if I denied Orishiro-sama's curse, then that would be admitting Ren and the rest were perpetrators. If I said that Ren and the rest were the perpetrators, that would be believing Orishiro-sama's curse. But denying both of those, I'll be admitting that I myself was losing it. The three options for which I couldn't choose became a trilemma of sorts. They mixed together and formed a whirlpool in my head, making my head spin. Once again, I straightened myself and made my head back to slightly pull myself down. Calm down, Keiichi. Accept what has actually happened in this reality. Stop thinking of anything more than that. But I couldn't help but think of it. How wonderful it would be if it would turn out that I was delirious and everything up to now was a figment of my imagination. Orishiro-sama's curse wouldn't exist and I would be the bestest buddy for Rena in the West. I would have to be crazy. That was the first time in my life I ever wished for such a thing. You wish to be crazy, eh? Well then, okay. The phone rang noisily downstairs. Generally, there was no call for me, so I never really answered the phone much. But since my parents were here, I had no choice. I squirmed off the bed and went downstairs. Hello, this is my bar residence. Keiichi, this is Mom. I intuitively had a bad feeling about this. It was because I thought she was going to ask me to go out and buy some things. So I took the initiative. What? I don't mind having instant noodles for dinner. There's still a lot of them. The other day we went out as a family and bought a whole case of cup noodles. I was wondering if we had a bunch of different kinds. Actually, they refused to, since the individual packs were expensive, so instead I got a whole case of the mega pork and bone and ginger flavored ones that I liked. But my parents don't like the strong flavors and still didn't touch any of them, so the cupboards were still full of them. So you see, there really isn't a place for shopping, right? Keiichi, I'm not asking you to go shopping. Go shopping. Well, why would I have to go to Tokyo right now because of work? Huh? Right now? This is really abrupt. No, we're already there. We left this afternoon. It's quite a distance to Tokyo from Himizawa. Getting at full speed down the highway would still take 6 hours. Dan has a license, but since he doesn't like the highway, they surely took the train. But it would have been taking that longer. Oh, I almost said that in all of his mom's voice I made for him. I think you might understand since you heard us speaking last night, but it has to do with Daddy's contract. Right now things aren't going so smoothly. Now that you mentioned it, I did remember they talked all about this, how his job responses were looking so good. Daddy is really sus about things like this, so if we leave things as they were, it will affect his work. My father's particularly fragile life takes his personality. His emotions change as easily as the fall sky. You could also say he couldn't take criticism. But silly that can be done over the phone. Keiichi, this is your father's job, so could you support him for a bit, please? Anyways, it's just faster than talking about it in person. So there wouldn't be any misunderstandings. As your son, there was nothing more I could say, but once they started talking about work. So we'll be back tomorrow night. Keiichi, will you be fine on your own? It's not like I'll die or anything. Keiichi, you can't speak so lightly of dying. If there's something trouble you, just talk to us. I believe Mommy will be able to help. Will be able to help out. Yesterday, if I died rather abruptly, I suppose they were a little worried. But really, I was more impressed by the fact that nothing could be solved by telling them. But I didn't plan on dying. At least not while I knew nothing. I would never allow it. I won't die. I won't. I'll survive even if I have to gnaw my leg off. Yeah, see you then. Tomorrow morning, make sure to wake up. And make your breakfast. And don't forget to take a bath and brush your teeth. Yeah, see you. The call ended like that. Sometimes my parents would off to Tokyo for business meetings. But Tokyo was far away. They normally did things by phone. Sometimes they would go off normally planned out in advance, but this never happened this suddenly. I'm gonna say those circumstances made it feel strange or rather unnatural. Anyway, I only needed to recognize the reality of the situation. That tonight, I was the only one in the house. Oh. That was when my parents came back from work. I would be gone, missing, vanished. Looking back at the series of events of previous 5 years involving Higurashi-sama's curse, it wouldn't seem that strange at all. Come to think of it, it was getting pretty late. I didn't think it was a good idea. The only light in the whole house was from my room on the second floor. It was the same broadcasting to Emily that my parents were gone, and this was their chance. First, I ran to the living room and flipped on the lights and turned the TV on and returned the volume. Next was a study. I similarly turned on the lights and added with some music. But that's from outside the border, it looked like my parents were here. Once again, I went through the house, checking to see if anything was left unlocked. When I saw the veranda and laundry cell hanging out there, I went pale. That would have made it too obvious. I needed to take it down. I started on the laundry haphazardly and raised traces that my mother wasn't there. It should be fine now. Garage. They hadn't gone all the way back to Tokyo. They hadn't got all the way to Tokyo like hall, but they had got up to the Okinawa station. The garage was empty, wide open, in plain sight. This was not good. I panicked and rushed out to the back to close the normally open garage door. It should be fine now. I need to get the paper. Mom always got the paper, since they left it somewhere. The evening paper was still out there. My premeditation was correct. I dropped it in an entryway. With this. For sure this time, this should be fine. Come to think of it, leaving the cupboard busted like that for my little freakout was kind of bad. I'd say I tripped and fell, and the bat I was holding smashed into it. No, return. Crap. There you go. Even so, just leaving it in its current state wasn't good. I should clean it up before Mom got back and scolded me. I remember there was a broom and dustpan in the closet. I was gonna get them when the phone rang once again. Hello, this is my bar residence. Oh, is this Casey clean? Is your mother around? She's not here at the moment. You idiot, Kichi Mabara. Don't reveal that your parents are gone. You fall up still. Calm down and take care of it. I don't think she'll be back soon. That wasn't a good response either. Now they might say they'll call again or not, or to tell her that they'll call them when she comes back. And that's fine. It wasn't anything important. Wasn't sorry for the bother. It's an hour I feared didn't play out, eliciting a sigh of relief. The call was fortunate in more ways than one. I had to deal with more telephone calls coming in from my parents tonight. I was somewhat able to deal with the phone call just now. I couldn't continue to go on such bored improvisation. I needed to look up a good story that alternative where my parents were home but couldn't answer the phone at the moment. They were making a tempura and couldn't step away right now. Tempura. That was good enough. They were sick and went to bed because they weren't feeling well. Was that going to be safe enough? I was thinking about it on the way back to ringing the phone rang once again. It looks like they were calling because they knew I was being a lot. I didn't want to pick up. But I knew I had to. They said that to my parents were here. I should have just taken the phone off and the hook and pretend that I didn't realize that it was. When the phone still rang, I had to pick it up. I heard by someone lifted up the receiver. Hello? I stopped announcing this is my bar residence because I had no reason to be kind to someone I didn't know the identity of. But I like my close about the person on the other side of sounded goofy and lighthearted. Hello, my apologies for calling so late. This is Higurashi from the Onikakushi bookstore. Higurashi-san? Is that you, my Higurashi-san? Good evening. Good to hear you're doing well. Wait just a moment, please. I grabbed the portable headset and rushed up to my room with it. It was the same no matter since no one was home, but I wanted to be in the spot just that I felt safe to speak on the phone with Higurashi-san. Sorry for the wait. Oh, thanks. Anything changed since then? There was something about the brazen way he taught that rubbed me the wrong way. The last time I spoke with Higurashi-san was 2 days ago, the day I stayed home from school. I met Higurashi-san on the way back from the hospital, and we headed down for a town to lunch. Then after that, Rona and Mion came to check on me. When I spoke with Higurashi-san, they always knew about it. It was like that since the first time I met him. The next phone call may well be found out by his own as well. Hello? Can you hear me, Higurashi-san? Huh? Sorry. What did you say? I asked if anything changed since last time. There wasn't an answer, so I got a bit worried. Not really. The words stopped in my throat. There was a ton of stuff that happened. All of it baffling. What should I talk about? I didn't understand any of it, but I should try asking. If I didn't ask now, I may never have another chance. This time, when my parents went home, I had no guarantees I would make it through the night safely after all. Well, Higurashi-san, it seems that someone is after me. Really? It could just be a coincidence. But the day I missed school when I was sick, the two of them came to check up on me. Which two? Rona and Mion. They started asking me how I had lunch with you. What next? They left me some mochi when they came to visit, but there was a needle inside. Unfortunately, I somehow didn't swallow it. I wondered, could that have just been a threat? About the needle. It was one of those common sewing needles you see all the time. There was a hole to the strengthening the Not that my father said, the needle itself. That's evidence. It could be used to prove that they were threatening you. Where is that needle? That's right. That's it. I dropped the receiver and rushed downstairs. When I tossed the mochi, I overlooked it out of terror. The needle was a valuable piece of evidence. I had certainly thrown the mochi and needle at the wall together. If it was there, then it would be on the living room wall. But my prudent mother had cleaned the living room wall, and there was not a trace of mochi left. Yeah, this has been a little long chapter, and I don't want another hour-long video, so leave a like, leave a comment, I'll see you next time. I'll see you next time. Akado!